Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the BOCC special meeting. Today's date is Monday, June 29th, and the time is 11:02 a.m. We will call this meeting to order. First up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. Brendan, would you lead us?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will take attendance, beginning with Mr. Hirsch.
Brendan Hirsch, General County Attorney.
Paula McFeeters.
Zach Swearingen.
Miles Lucero.
And thank you to everybody else in attendance. Are there any modifications to today's agenda?
No, sir.
I will ask for a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. That'll bring us into public comment. I did not have anybody on the sheet out front. Is there anyone in the chambers right now that would like to speak for public comment? No? All right. You missed your chance. That'll bring us into our consent agenda, Mr. Hirsch.
Thank you. Our one and only item on the consent agenda is 2A, which is a resolution delaying the effect of resolution number 26177 regarding fees for the Desert Hall Golf Course at Pueblo West.
Okay. I think Miles gave a pretty good update of this last week, so. You guys got anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes, and that'll bring us into our regular agenda, Mr. Hirsch.
Okay, our first item, 3A, is a resolution approving the State of Colorado Department of Human Services holdover for grant contract 26 IBEH 197633, Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion / Let Everyone Advance with Dignity Program in Pueblo County, Colorado. And here to present is Sarah Long.
Good morning, Commissioners. Christine had a conflict today, so I'm presenting this on her behalf. This is for our LEAD program, which I think, as you already know, is being replaced by the Prevail program for the state of Colorado. We just received the contract for Prevail, so we'll get that to you soon. But in the meantime, this letter is basically it's a holdover letter. Paragraph 2D in our contract for the LEAD program allows a end of term extension not to exceed 2 months. So that's what this is. It's allowing us to use the funds that we've already given. We did a intent to accept the grant for Prevail on June 4th. It's allowing us to start using those funds to have our program continue for the 2 months. When we do execute the Prevail, that'll automatically terminate this holdover and just start the Prevail contract. And yeah, I think that is the funds that we're getting for Prevail that we already did the acceptance for is the $438,917.77. So what they're allowing us to use for these 2 months of that are $83,333.33.
So just to clarify, you're being allowed to use the 83,000 to continue LEAD for 2 months and then?
Yeah.
Or is it just money held over to Prevail?
It's to allow LEAD to continue while we implement the Prevail contract. So as soon as we execute the Prevail contract, we'll have access to our full budget that is going to be part of that contract. That implementation will have a number of steps. We just got it at the end of last week, so I haven't reviewed it yet. But when we started LEAD, they had requirements for an MOU with all of the agencies that are involved, and certain different types of like statements of work that we have to submit to the state. And so I expect Prevail will probably have some similar requirements.
Okay, thank you.
Does anything need to happen after that 2 months officially, or does it kind of just transition? I mean, do we need to pass resolutions on officially terminating LEAD or?
No, it'll terminate automatically when we execute the Prevail contract. And I would expect that that'll be on an agenda much sooner than 2 months. I think we'll get that to you in the next couple of weeks, depending on when people are available with the holiday.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Anything else?
Nothing for me.
I will ask for a motion to approve item 3A.
So moved.
Second.
Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
Sure.
Our next item, 3B, is a resolution transferring the Pueblo County Purchasing Division to the Pueblo County Department of Budget and Finance.
I can speak to this one, Commissioners. We've been talking about this for quite some time. The purchasing department has existed kind of as a standalone division that reported previously to the county manager, now technically to the chief administrative officer. After conversations with the budget and finance department, the CFO, Mr. McBrain, and our manager of purchasing, Terry Robinson, we believe that it would be appropriate to move those resources under the resources of the purchasing division into the budget and finance department to kind of bolster Mr. McBrain's staff and also, I guess, coordinate on a little bit more strict contracting purchasing controls. So I see this move as kicking off that process.
I concur, and just in my experience at prior places, it makes more sense to have purchasing under budget and finance because you're dealing with purchasing items, and finance is a big part of managing the budget. So to me, it just makes more sense in terms of how we operate to have it located in the same division versus on its own under the CAOs. So I like it reporting under the budget and finance because, again, when it comes to year end and purchasing, you want to make sure that you're able to allow folks to stop purchasing when needed or approve big purchases. And it really does hinge on finance having some involvement in that. So it's an operational change. And I think it's one that we've needed to do for a while. So
Correct.
I support it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's where it should live. And we're continuing to make some adjustments to the county as an organization, and making some shifts, and kind of realigning departments, quite frankly, where it makes sense, where they should be. I don't think anybody could argue that purchasing should not be underneath the overall budget department. And it is a sharing of resources and knowledge and everything. So hopefully that makes both departments better, if you will. I will ask for a motion to approve item 3B.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Okay, our next item, 3C, is a resolution approving the amendment to the consulting agreement between Gallagher Benefit Services Incorporated and Pueblo County, Colorado for the provision of employee health benefit consulting services. And here to present is Tracy Mosley.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm before you today to ask for a signature of approval for an amendment to our contract with Gallagher Benefit Services, who has been our consultants for the past 6 years. Today, we just need a signature for assistance with creating a HIPAA security policy for Pueblo County. Currently, Pueblo County does not have a policy in place, so it will help close any gaps and weaknesses that we could have in the organization. This will help Pueblo County with ensuring adherence to the HIPAA security rule requirements as forced by the U.S. Department of Human Services. It will also identify any vulnerabilities in current systems, processes, and vendors, and roadmap to address them proactively, as well as establishing a clear and standardized policy and procedure in handling PHI across all departments and staff. If this project is approved by you, it will have a cost of $42,000, which we have an agreement with Anthem that they will pick up the entire cost. So it will be no cost on behalf of Pueblo County. They were completely funding it. This will also have a 1 full day training that will happen between the Human Resources Department, ITS, as well as possibly facilities or anyone else that comes into contact with that PHI information. This service would be a one-time fee. Once we have it in place, all we'll need to do is train anyone new into the organization, which we will have those training materials available. So that way it will be an easy process to go forward with.
I don't see how we couldn't support this. Definitely is something that we need to have in our organization. So thank you for bringing it forward. Appreciate the follow-up with Gallagher to get that amendment in there.
Thank you.
That's good stuff.
Just a question, Tracy. If we don't use this $42,000, is there any chance that Anthem would give us that money, or this is a?
No, Anthem has earmarked this money specifically for this project if we were to move forward with it.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, can you envision any downside to doing this? I mean, especially since they're paying and.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not. It
I-
protects all employees and any services that we have ingoing or outgoing with
Right.
Pueblo County.
I see a lot of legal risk if we don't have HIPAA. So it actually is a protection for us.
Correct. Yeah, okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. I will ask for a motion to approve item 3C.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Item 3D is a resolution approving the Fourth Amendment to the independent contractor agreement between the Resources Exchange Incorporated and Pueblo County, Colorado on behalf of the Pueblo County Department of Human Services. And Rajan Riccatone from DHS is here to present.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Rajan Riccatone. I am the Adult Programs Administrator with Pueblo County Department of Human Services. We are requesting approval to renew the existing subcontract between the Resource Exchange and Pueblo County Department of Human Services to the Single Entry Point Program for July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027 term. This subcontract allows Pueblo County Department of Human Services Single Entry Point to continue intake, referral assessment, and related ongoing case management services to Pueblo County Medicaid applicants and recipients. This is not a competitive purchasing contract. The Resource Exchange pays Pueblo County Department of Human Services for covered services performed under the subcontract and related state reimbursement structure. The contract performs positively overall and does not operate at a loss. For July 2025 through April 2026, DHS fiscal reports $2,068,747.40. The single entry point is treated as a federal subaward, and home care allowance is a state-funded revenue from these programs and is restricted to allowable contract and program purposes. There are no changes to the main contract terms. The only changes are the scope of work highlighted in the contract packet. Updated home care allowance compensation language confirming the Resource Exchange passes through 100% of CDHS home care allowance payments to Pueblo County Department of Human Services with no Resource Exchange administrative fee. The other things added to the scope of work for the new contract is added at-risk diversion services and rapid reintegration diversion services, which allow people in nursing homes to more easily transition out to the community and get services. That's a big push in the state. And so they've added those things to the contract. DHS recommends approval of the Resource Exchange subcontract renewal so services and reimbursement can continue without interruption. Thank you. And do you have any questions?
I have a question. This one jumped out at me because we are getting reimbursed by the subcontractor. Can you kind of just explain why this is unique in that regard?
Pueblo County used to have the subcontract for the case management in Pueblo County. And when they took over back in 2024, the Resource Exchange were awarded the contract. And then we asked to be a subcontractor of them because we've done the work for 30 plus years actually.
Okay.
It's kind of like a fee for service. There's different rates that the state healthcare policy and finance pay out. And for the work we do, and that scope of work is what the Resource Exchange pays us to do for part of the services in Pueblo County.
Okay.
Is that like a monthly reimbursement or how does that work with?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Is there any out-of-pocket cost to us?
No.
I didn't think so. And then I guess my only other question would be, is historically this always been a non-competitive bid process?
For the subcontract, the subaward, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there any benefit to opening that up to a competitive process? I don't know how many providers there are, or if there's any displeasure with the Resource Exchange or anything else.
So the state, the healthcare policy and financing, they award the subcontract to a case management agency. Yeah, and Tammy can step in and help me out here.
So this one is different because most of the time we're providing a service that the state is reimbursing us for. This time TRE came to DHS and said, you have experienced staff that we would like to utilize and pay for them. So they're paying us. So if they put it out for a competitive contract, then we would be competing with other folks. And there are some other agencies who do case management in Pueblo County, but I do believe that we are the most experienced to do that. And so like Rajan said, it's 100% reimbursed. We actually get to keep
any of the fee for service, the targeted case management. If our expenses don't meet the revenue, we get to keep the revenue and start to build a reserve for that specific program group. So it's just a really great partnership in Pueblo.
And on your contract, you're over 100, you have selected over 100,000, where a CA and budget review would happen and the BOCC would need to approve any resolution or changes. Is that a normal amount at this level?
This contract will actually be for a couple of $1 million at the end of the day,
Okay,
once all the services are provided. And then we get the reimbursement for those services. It'll be between 2.5 and $3 million.
thank you.
Oh.
I have no other questions.
Nor do I.
Thank you. I will ask for a motion to approve item 3D.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you both.
Our next item, 3E, is a resolution approving the submission of the Pueblo County Program Funding Plan to the Colorado Office of Children, Youth, and Families. And here to present is Megan Espinoza.
Good morning, Commissioners. Today I'm here to request the approval of the Chafee State Grant and Fostering Success Housing Voucher for submission to the state. The grant money will help fund our programs for older youth and young adults as they age out of the foster care program. The population is faced with unique challenges as they transition from adolescent to adulthood. Our program helps mitigate risks of homelessness and unemployment through the skill building, budget job search. In addition, local business owners have partnered with our Chafee workers to provide internships for our youth. We are able to turn these opportunities into paid apprenticeships. It also helps reverse poor educational outcomes through support for continuing education, all while promoting long-term stability through development and strengthening of relationships with family, kin, mentors, and other supportive adults, and stabilizing other natural support pathways to complement the youth's own efforts to achieve self-sufficiency in their transition to adulthood. In addition to Pueblo County, we also provide Chafee services to Otero, Crowley, and Huerfano counties. The population served for these programs, youth aged 14 up to 23, have experienced foster care beyond their 14th birthday. Funding for these programs is vital to allow us to complete our mission of fostering sustainable independence for our young adults as they become healthy, thriving adults. This year, we had 41 children enrolled in Chafee, and 29 are on the wait list. Of those Chafee and Fostering Success, we had 9 students graduate from high school or college this year. And we have 4 Fostering Success housing vouchers for our county. So,
4? Is it-
yes,
So this is a grant that we've applied for and received in the past.
correct, yes,
This is just the reapplication of it.
yes.
Is it tied to, I know that there's other counties, you said, that they're not tied or subjected to being, one is not approved. If one is approved and one isn't, that is allowable,
I
right?
believe so,
The counties
yes.
are not tied in essence to one another. Okay.
What proportion of the grant that we're applying for covers the total? What proportion of our total cost is covered by this grant?
It's a 80-20.
So this covers 80% of the
Correct.
total cost of the
Yes.
Chafee
Well,
program.
the 80-20 split, yes, per penny.
Do you have in front of you the number just of,
We do not, we will find out the numbers closer to August
okay,
that we'll receive
of,
for the
of
year.
what our the count out of pocket county dollars are?
I'm gonna let Katrina Chambers speak, who's in charge of the program.
After we receive the Fostering Success Housing Voucher grants, we're paid to do the case services. So it usually covers the 2 caseworkers that are in that program. So I think what's additional out of that is that 80-20 fringe, that part, but most of it will pay the salary of the 2,
of
which is
2.
new, or up the last 2 years, which is new.
Okay. Yeah,
Real quick, section H talks about conflicts of interest where the independent contractor cannot have any oversight or any engagement with those that they are helping to receive services or getting repayment. So that's something that you guys monitor when you're utilizing these funds to make sure there's no conflict of interest with staff working with any of those foster kids in terms of receiving the monies for them.
Right, we work directly with the state and DOLA to do those Fostering Success vouchers.
Okay, thank you.
okay, thank you.
Okay, thank
Got anything else?
No, sir.
I will ask for a motion to approve item 3E.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, our next item, 3F, is a resolution approving the contracts between contractors and Pueblo County as the designated area agency on aging. And here to present is Heather Cornell.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Before you, there's 8 contracts that I'll be going over today. I did want to let you know that all 8 contracts require no county match. Let's put that up front. These funds are provided by the State Unit on Aging through the state funding for senior services and the Older Americans Act. These contracts are for the state fiscal year, which runs July 1, 2026 through July 1, 26 through June 30th, 27. And a request for proposal was completed in April for transportation, respite, and homemaker. All other services will be RFPing next year. I'm not sure what order you have them in front of you, but I was going to start with the 10 homemaker services. AC Home Healthcare, doing business as a 10 homemaker, will be doing our homemaker services. They've been awarded $149,500 to provide these services. To qualify, the client must be 60 and over and reside within Pueblo County. They must also be unable to perform a minimum of 2 instrumental activities of daily living without substantial human assistance, including verbal remedies, physical cueing, or supervision. An assessment is completed by the provider with the customer, and a determination is made based on the assessment outcomes. Any question on that contract, or should I just go into the next? Okay. So the next contract is with Colorado Legal Services. They've been awarded $79,908 to provide legal services to individuals 60 and over within our community. Some of these services include benefits appeals, family matters, eviction, landlord disputes, consumer issues, and health issues. For that one. The next one will be with Disability Services. They are doing business as Envita. They have been awarded $99,983 to provide transportation services, again, to seniors 60 and over within our community. They anticipate more than 2,800 round trips to about 200 clients. They will provide transportation services in Avondale, Boone, Beulah, Colorado City, Pueblo, Pueblo West, and Rye. Project Angel Heart was awarded $118,440 to provide medically tailored meals to seniors within our community. They deliver frozen meals once a week or every other week as client decides, and they have the capacity to offer more than 100 diet combinations based on the client's medical needs. And then the last 4 are all with SRDA, so Senior Resource Development Agency. We have 4 contracts before you for them. For home delivered meals, they were awarded $591,667. SRDA delivers hot, ready-to-eat meals 5 days a week to its home delivered meal clients through their Meals on Wheels program. They were awarded $248,281 for congregate meals. Congregate lunch sites include Joseph Edwards, Fulton Heights, Colorado City, and the Health of Human Services building. And at the Joseph Edwards location, they do offer breakfast 5 days a week. We will be getting rollover funds, and they will receive an amendment for their congregate site, and we'll get more money once we have those rollover funds from the state. So you will be seeing amendment on that one in the coming months. For transportation, they were awarded $266,778 to provide rides, for older adults 60 plus within our community. They plan to provide rides to roughly 640 clients, prioritizing medical appointments, grocery shopping, congregate meal sites, recreation, educational, and employment rides. And the last one with SRDA today is $105,000 awarded to their ombudsman program. SRDA staff 1 full-time ombudsman to advocate and investigate complaints, medical disputes, and protect the rights of residents living within nursing homes and assisted living facilities.
Okay.
I have a question on the transportation. You've got one that is receiving 99,000. Those are different because it's disability services related. Is that why SRDA is not getting the full amount, or what's the difference between what SRDA is doing and the 99,000 for that contractor?
Yeah, so a few years ago, SRDA was our only provider, and then we brought in Goodwill Services. SRDA wasn't able to meet the full demand of the community, and so we were able to bring in a different transportation provider. Envita reached out to us and kind of helped us at the end of the year last year with rides in order to fill that gap. Their rides are slightly different. SRDA does curb to curb, whereas Envita will do door through door. It also just gives our clients options, not putting all the eggs in one basket. They're able to call SRDA or Invita for a ride. As, like I said, giving them the ability of choice.
Thank you.
I had a somewhat similar question just on the meals, and then if Project Angel Heart and SRDA are in essence doing the same things, are there choices in meals? Is there scheduling?
Yeah, so SRDA does one delivered meal per day. A client doesn't have a choice of what that meal is. So it's the meal that they make in the kitchen, whereas Project Angel Heart has over 100 varieties of meal based off of medically tailored like diet restrictions. So if somebody has hypothetically gluten-free, SRDA cannot meet that, but Project Angel Heart can. And the reimbursement rates are different. So again, Project Angel Heart was new about 2 years ago. They RFP'd, had an amazing proposal. Their reimbursement for their meals was a lot cheaper. And so it was kind of silly to not bring Project Angel Heart on as a provider. And again, it offers them that choice too, if they want those meals delivered and have enough meals for 2 weeks versus a hot meal that they get delivered every day. But yes, so Project Angel Heart has a wide variety of diet restrictions that they can accommodate.
Has Angel Heart remained consistent on their repayment? Like, are you guys, everybody still happy with?
Yes, yeah, and we
that?
do surveys and we get comments back from our clients. And so far, I don't think, I'll look back to Dina, that we've had any complaints regarding Project Angel Heart. They're out of Denver, but they have an office in Springs as well. And we've had really good feedback from the clients that utilize them. And again, the choice option, if they don't want the hot meal every day and they'd rather the frozen meal, then it gives the clients kind of a choice of who they want to go to.
Yeah, I mean, you got that good mix of choice.
Heather, are all of these contracts the same term,
Yes, they are.
which is
June,
1?
yeah, July 1 to June 30th, 27. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. I will ask for a motion to approve item 3F.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Okay, our next item, 3G, is a resolution approving the weatherization materials contract amendments between the Pueblo County Department of Human Services and Gentle Winds LLC, INC Power Inc., Pueblo Wind Air, Morton Electric, Rocky Mountain SPI, Whole Energy, and FRPHI Hydronics LLC for both water heaters and for furnaces. And here to present is Samantha Contreras.
Good morning, Commissioners. These contract amendments are for the materials needed for the Weatherization Assistance Program to weatherize homes we serve. This is the last year for these contracts before we do another bid in 2027, which we are doing every 3 years. We are asking for these contracts to remain the same as last year because each weatherization job is different and it is difficult to predict what materials will be necessary to complete these jobs. We were well within the budget last fiscal year with 144 jobs completed. These amendments are 100% grant funded and no county funds are needed for this request. Any questions I may answer?
No.
Can you quickly go through the vendors that we're entering into contracts with, please, ma'am?
So we have Rocky Mountain Construction Wholesale, Whole Energy and Hardware, Pueblo Wind Air, FRPHI Hydronics, which is Flow, right? Gentle Winds, INC Power, and Morton Electric.
Thank you, Samantha. Do your contracts run as the same July 1 to June 30th as far as the bid?
They do.
Okay.
And are these vendors providing the units and doing the work, or is this all to buy units?
We have Rocky Mountain Construction Wholesale, Whole Energy, Hardware, Pueblo Wind Air. They provide the materials.
Okay.
And then the FRPHI Hydronics, Gentle Winds, IC Power, and Morton Electric help with contracted services.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
I have nothing else.
Good, thank you. I will ask for a motion to approve item 3G.
3G, so moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Okay, our final item, 3H, is a resolution approving the grant agreement between the Colorado Energy Office and Pueblo County on behalf of the Pueblo County Department of Human Services for the fiscal year 27-28 CEO Weatherization Program for Region 2.
This is an intergovernmental agreement with Colorado Energy Office of the State of Colorado to provide grant funding for the Weatherization Assistance Program for Pueblo County. The amount for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2027 to be awarded to Pueblo County is a total of approximately $2.5 million. No county match is required for this funding. The total number of jobs for the upcoming year will be the same as the previous year, which is 145 units we will serve. The amount of funding is slightly higher this fiscal year than last fiscal year, and we are on track to be well within our budget this fiscal year. We are requesting permission for Tammy Torres, the DHS director, to be able to electronically sign the agreement once it's sent so that we can accept this grant and continue to serve community through Weatherization Assistance Program. Any questions I may answer?
I see in the resolution, it's $2.548514 million for the weatherization funding.
Yes.
Wow. It's a lot.
Does that number include the round of contracts that we just approved with all those vendors? That's in there. Okay. And then the remainder goes to conceivably our staff.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Operations, personnel, materials, and contractors are the biggest buckets.
What is the reason for it being slightly higher this year compared to last?
You know, it just kind of depends on what's happening at the state. There is federal government, they get it in a 3-year cycle. And so sometimes other weatherization departments don't use as much. And so they're able to allocate depending on what specific services we're doing. So we haven't done any air source heat pumps or any solar in our community for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. So it just kind of just depends on what other agencies are doing as well.
And so you're looking at this amount for 40, what is the number again? 45 homes?
145 homes.
145 homes.
Mhm.
Right. I don't have any more questions.
You weren't joking about getting these contracts in.
No, it was tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but soon is July 1st. So we want to make sure we're timely and we're good.
Now I know why the county attorney was saying, you know, DHS is panicking a little bit.
Yeah.
You can't send the meeting.
Don't cancel Tuesday, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. And thank you for all of the completeness of the packets that you provided.
Yeah.
It really helps.
So.
Yeah.
Makes it easier for us when we can see what you're presenting.
Absolutely. Thank you. I will ask for a motion to approve item 3H.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. That'll bring us into commissioner comments.
Commissioner, I want to talk about the fire. There's a fire going on at Aspen Acres that's spreading seemingly rapidly. Online shows at 340-ish acres right now. The sheriff, along with the city fire, sounds like they're going to issue an emergency declaration and also stage 2 fire restrictions. And I wanted to just quickly mention kind of some of the prohibitions within a stage 2 restriction. So it sounds like it will be building, maintaining, attending, or using a fire, campfire, or stove. This includes charcoal grills and barbecues, coal and wood burning stoves, and sheep herder stoves, which I don't know what that is, and includes use in developed camping and picnic grounds. Smoking, except within closed vehicle, trailer, or building. Welding or operating acetylene or other torch with open flame. Operating or using any internal combustion engine, like a chainsaw, generator, or ATV, without a spark arresting device. Operating a chainsaw without an approved spark arresting device. A chemical pressurized fire extinguisher, and a round point shovel with an oval length of at least 35 inches. Using an explosive, this includes but is not limited to fuses or blasting caps, fireworks, rockets, exploding targets. And lastly, possessing or using a motor vehicle off established roads, motorized trails, or established parking areas. I believe the sheriff also intends to include in there the prohibition of the sale or use of fireworks writ large. I know this is probably disappointing news to a lot of people, but based on the fact that our community is on fire right now, you look outside, I just got text messages from folks on the south side saying ash is starting to fall. I wholeheartedly support the sheriff, and I think this board was ready to move in that direction, regardless of the sheriff's prohibition. So folks, we are in a tinderbox right now. This is a scary moment. Beulah is being evacuated. The entire community of Beulah is being evacuated. So while the prohibition of fireworks is, it's something that we all love. I know Pueblo especially loves fireworks more than maybe any other community. We have to be safe this year. So I commend the sheriff and the chief in the city being willing to take those steps. And we will do everything in our power as the BOCC to support that. And I think the community can expect fireworks stands to be told to restrict sales from today going forward. So I just want to commend all of the emergency responders that got up there early this morning. The community is already pulling together. We have our evacuation site open at the Mesa Rec Center. I know District 70 again is offering sites at Rye High School for evacuees. So yeah, scary times, but thank you to the sheriff. Thank you to everyone for stepping up and responding. We have to be safe. It's terrifying, honestly. I don't know what else to say other than it's a very scary time, and the county and the sheriff's office and all emergency responders are doing everything in their power to curb this fire, but also kind of be proactive against fires coming up against this big weekend.
Yes, I think when you think of Bishop's Castle and Aspen Acres and San Isabel, most of us in Pueblo know those locations. We've done family events there. Very sentimental. I have many friends who live in Beulah. I'm very concerned with Beulah right now. This is a fire, frankly, that I think most of us have worried about for years. And I want to say something real quick about air quality. Randy Evitz with our Department of Health is really concerned about air quality. They are recommending no outdoor activities because of the smoke. So that's another concern, that even though we're here in Pueblo, that smoke will definitely impact the environment here. So just be aware of that. And then as far as the fire ban, I was, talking to the sheriff yesterday about what it takes to get to that stage of when we can eliminate fire hazards. And I know fireworks are a disappointing one to cancel when it comes to sale of fireworks. I would encourage you, though, it's a self-governance moment for most of our community, because our fire department and our sheriff's department are going to be so busy with the fire that's actually happening that in neighborhoods where folks choose to shoot those off, you're going to have to really be careful. That's a concern. It really comes down to respecting the idea that, that we are in a very dry climate right now, and shooting off fireworks, you're putting everybody at risk, not just your own home. So I want to encourage you to take that ban seriously. It's a stage 2. It really is important when you go outside and you see that fire and how quickly it is spread. One of the things noted about this fire today, as I was in the EOC, is the wind gusts are up to 70 to 80 miles an hour above the fire. So we might have a 40-mile-an-hour gust, but when wind is captured by fire, it spreads quick. So please be aware. We are monitoring this. Our sheriff's deputies, the police, the state patrol, all of our public safety officials are currently engaged in monitoring the fire. I encourage those of you that live in Beulah, please evacuate. Don't stay. I've been calling friends that I know there to let them know to get out. So a very scary time, but I'm very confident in the staff that we have. The public safety officials that we have in Pueblo are well prepared for this. And you can see they are cool, calm, and collected when you walk in that room, which really gives me a lot of sense of peace, even though it's very chaotic. Driving in, I was very in that room. I could see professionals at work doing the thing they do. And for those of you out there that are worried about the fire, I would just tell you we've got the best of Pueblo working on it, and state and national resources coming in as soon as we can get them to help us with this fire. So thank you.
Yeah, I thank you both, and you hit a lot of the major points on this. I believe that states should be taking it around noon.
Okay.
Control. So we'll see on that. We will continue to keep everybody updated. You can look on our Facebook page and is that where you want to put most updates? Is just Facebook, not website, correct? Just Facebook. Yep, and the sheriff's Facebook. They already accepting donations. And yeah, the wind is, talking to the sheriff just before I walked in here saying that seeing a picnic table get picked up and thrown into a fire truck from the wind is pretty scary. But it is comforting to be over in the emergency services center, and seeing all the partnerships going on in there, and that professionalism that is continuously exhibited coming out of that building, especially when we have these tragic events like this, is encouraging to know that we all do partner up when it comes time to helping folks that are impacted. And yeah, I mean, Paula, you touched on it that, there's a lot of self-governance at this point. There are, I think, 5 fires at least going on around the state. So we are very stretched thin on resources. And so there's going to be a lot on the individuals. Are there still going to be fireworks lit off? Probably. But I mean, keep in mind too, you catch your neighbor's house on fire. I mean, there's some responsibility there. So please be good neighbors. Please look out for one another. We don't want neighbor quarrels and fights and things like that. But it's a very difficult time. Forest management in the state is another topic that can be debated, but we are where we are right now. And like you said, it's a tinderbox out there. And so please, everybody, be careful, be neighborly, have water standing by, and to that point, maybe stay around the water more so than shooting off fireworks. And yeah, we all understand that it's our 250th anniversary as a country and our 150th as a state. There are plenty of public shows out there and public events that you can attend to take your family to. But it is not a good time to be shooting off artillery shells of your own accord and looking at catching fires, because we are so stretched thin on resources. So everybody, please just be aware. There are a lot of good, fun events that are coming up on the 4th of July. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that on Thursday, but, and disappointing on the fireworks. Everybody loves them, but I mean, you gotta think about people whose houses might be burned down. So, and protection of life is is everybody's top priority right now. Again, speaking with the sheriff right before coming in, that is the priority. Houses and material goods can be replaced, life can't. So please keep that in mind.
And just another thing I wanted to mention, the evacuation center is at 1650 Cooper Place, and they will accept pets, household pets being accepted, but for large animals, that shelter is at 4 Bar S, which is on 6675 Highway 78 West. So anybody looking to evacuate and have shelter, we are fully engaged in that with our Parks and Rec department. Amanda's doing a fabulous job. Our Public Works, again, using big trucks to help with moving dirt and different items. It's all parts of the county are engaged in this. It's not just the sheriff's department, but I want to say a big thank you to the Sheriff Lucero and his team, Greg George and his team, and just everybody that's engaged, Amanda Hobson with Parks and Rec. We are all working with the city of Pueblo and everybody that's involved in this fire to get it under control and evacuate and hopefully get some bigger resources in to stop this fire. But thank you. Sorry, Commissioner, go ahead.
One last comment regarding donations. We are able to accept donations at 1650 Cooper Place at the Mesa Rec Center. I know there's a lot of altruistic folks in the community that it will immediately jump on any kind of GoFundMe or things that they see. So
Yep.
Just be cautious when you're making donations. Know who you're donating to, and know that the 1650 Cooper Place, the county facility there, is a legitimate place to send water, gift cards, whatever type of donation you may be able and interested in making.
Anthony just gave me some more details. If you're wanting to donate to anybody that's impacted by the fire, you can drop things off at the State Fairgrounds, Gate 7, off of the Small Avenue entrance, and you can call them at 719-251-0245. They will accept material donations, or I'm guessing also financial. Not yet. No financial. Right now,
Food and water.
food and water is what's needed, and I would really caution anybody donating to GoFundMe pages on any platform, because there are people that get onto this and really try to create fraud, and so we don't want to see that happen. The official engagement for donations is what Commissioner Lucero just mentioned at Cooper Place, and also the Colorado State Fairgrounds. So please be cognizant of that. We have a very generous community. We saw that with Colorado City, and we'll pull together for this one as well. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you all. And again, please just stay updated through our Facebook page and the sheriff's Facebook page, for any additional information put out. And thoughts and prayers are always welcomed by folks as well, so we appreciate it. Our next meeting will be July 2nd. I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, we are adjourned.